fans, and welcome here as we get set for race number 3 of the Hersheys Cup Series non-charters. We are getting set here to go racing for 27 laps at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. As lining up on the pole position is J Gilbert, who made his first Hersheys Cup Series start of Season 3 last week at Rio de Janeiro. Alongside of him, Alex Miller in the 75, who made his first start of the Season 3 of the Hersheys Cup, or Season 4 of the Hersheys Cup Series, I should say, back at the first race of the season at Daytona. Jordan Lopez, he is going to be lined up in third. He made his first start back at Daytona, and alongside of him is C Pollard III, who made his first start last week at Rio de Janeiro. So all 4 of our top 2 rows here have actually started a Hersheys Cup Series chartered event so far this season, and at the first 2 races that have been run. We'll have to see if with the track position they got today, if they can make their second start in a chartered race here at Las Vegas later on this weekend. But we're going to concentrate not on the charter race, but on the non-charter race here today. And of course, as usual, these drivers, as we've been saying, they are battling to try and be in the top 5 in the point standings by season's end to get one of the vacant 5 charters for Season 5 of Hersheys Cup Series competition. Right now, those 5 slots coming into today's race are held by Daniel Gilbert, who's been able to actually not only win at Daytona, but actually made his way into both of the Hersheys Cup Series charter races so far this season. He's the points leader by 11 points over Seth Cole. Cole Deaver has now jumped up to 3rd in the points standings. He's 13 points out, and there's actually a tie for 4th, so these guys could technically be classified as 4th and 5th. C Pollard III, who we see rolling off from 4th place, he's jumped up to 4th in points, and 5th in points, tied with Steven at 73 points apiece, is rookie K Farrell, who actually is starting off from the 6th position here today as well. So big opportunity here for Steven and Caleb in particular to be able to get themselves good enough finishes to remain in the top 5 in the points. The driver that's just outside of that top 5 is 6th in points, 1 point back from 5th place. That's K Shearer. He's lining up on the inside of row 3 for today's race. Let's go down and get the command to fire them up.
Drivers, start your engines!
There's a command, and we are going to get set to roll here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This is a track that can hold them 3 wide, sometimes 4 wide, and they're able to keep it together. That's what we love about these kind of racetracks. And we've had some very exciting racing leading up to this point. Daytona proving to be a very exciting race weekend, and how about the debut weekend last week of Rio de Janeiro? What exciting racing that was. J Gilbert ended up finishing in the top 7 last week, which got him into the Hersheys Cup Series main event race. The finish he got last week jumped him up to 20th in the point standing, so he'll look to build off of that. Alex Miller, we mentioned, took part in the Daytona 500, didn't qualify into the main event last weekend, Rio de Janeiro, but he's 8th in points, so we got a lot of drivers up here that are running well. Jordan Lopez rolling off 3rd, he's 13th in points. We already mentioned Pollard and Shearer and Farrell all running up inside the top 10. So here we go, 27 laps of racing. Who is going to win here today? And who's going to finish in the top 7 to make their way into slots 36 through 42 for the starting lineup for the Cobalt Tools 400 later on this weekend. Green flag is out. We're underway at Las Vegas. K Shearer going to force it down to the bottom on Jordan Lopez and C Pollard III. We're already 3 wide, going through 1 and 2. Trace Williams, I'm sorry, that's not Trace Williams, that's Chloe Ericsson there following in the tire tracks. It's Alex Miller trying to get the run into the high side of 3. Can't do it. K Shearer will go to the point. They're 3 wide behind him still with Miller, Ericsson, J Gilbert. Look at Austin LaPlante down there on the bottom trying to work his way up. He just picked up 4 spots in a matter of maybe 300 feet. And he'll move to 3rd place. Now the battle on between the front row still. Gilbert on the bottom, Miller on the high side. Neither one seem to be able to decide who's going to have that 4th position. Gilbert may win out here on the inside line going into 1, but as this battle goes on, the top 3 have broken away. Shearer, Ericsson, and LaPlante. K Shearer, not many people think about this, but K Shearer actually was one of those many non-charter drivers who had a win last season in the Hersheys Cup Series. K Shearer won at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So you can't count K Shearer out when you have him and Victory Lane in the conversation. Chloe Ericsson right behind him. What a rookie season she had last year when she drove the 26, filling out the season for then driver Daniel Voiles. A number of top 10s, seemed to really take to the series very well. Chloe Ericsson coming into this race 22nd in points. She had a good run last week at Rio de Janeiro, which jumped her up there 10 spots in the standings. Austin LaPlante last week ended up finishing out of the race at Rio de Janeiro, trying to get his season turned around, and doing it right now with a solid running to third place. LaPlante comes into this race 38th in the point standings. That's 38th out of 40 drivers. Just shows you how rocky a start his season has gotten off to. They've started settling it out amongst themselves as far as the top 5's concerned. J Farrell has now moved himself into the 4th position. J Pollard III in 5th. Phil Parker right now running solidly in 6th, and Alex Gray in 7th. So right now, as things stand, got a number of drivers. If the checkered flag were to wave at this point, they would be making their first Hersheys Cup Series start in the chartered race of the season. Parker being one of them, Farrell being another, as well as Shearer, Williams, and LaPlante. Pollard and Gray would be the only two that would be making their second starts of the season in a chartered race. And here's the battle for the lead. Chloe Ericsson going to the inside, Caleb Farrell underneath LaPlante. That is for the 3rd position. Now we're going to start to see them racing up here at the front once again. Kind of an accordion effect. This track very aerodynamically dependent. Drivers are able to stay in a pack. They're able to draft up to other drivers that may be spread out ahead of them. And that's what we just saw here. They were spread out, they accordioned up, and now that they've been able to catch up to each other, now they're going to start racing once again. Daniel Olson just now moving by Austin LaPlante, so that moves him into the transfer spot to make it into the main event race. LaPlante now on the outside looking in as things stand right now. Farrell led a lap, and now it will be J Pollard III who will go to the top of the leaderboard. At least for the moment. Question is, will he lead coming back to the line? This series runs just about the same as the Hersheys Cup Series. The only difference as far as points are concerned is we don't have stages in the non-charter race, so they don't get any stage points. But as far as leading a lap, leading the most laps, bonus points are awarded for that. So J Pollard III, a valuable bonus point earned there. And now Phil Parker will go to the inside and take the top position. Phil Parker coming to this race 17th in the point standings. And one thing that we say about these seasons is if you're going to make your moves, if you're going to get to victory lane, if you're going to jump in the point standings as much as possible, you want to do it early on in the season. That's when the points are the closest. And if you get a win, you can jump anywhere from 10 to 15 spots in points. Later on in the season, a win, yeah, it's great to go to victory lane, but it only gains you maybe 5 points or 5 spots in the standings. So, you know, if you get good finishes early on in the season, you jump up a lot quicker in the standings than you would later on in the year. As Daniel Olson now on the front, take a look who's jumped up there into the top 3. That blue Dodge Dart of Quentin Moore now up there in the mix. Nice run there for that car. Pushed up there by Austin LaPlante as Olson jumps down, tries to block any advance that Quentin Moore will make for the lead. Now LaPlante's going to jump to the bottom with help from K Shearer. They'll move to 2nd and 3rd place. Right now, in this lead group, you got about 10, 11 cars, but there's some new faces starting to pop up here. There's Becca Tellier and the number 11 Pepsi Ford out of KAB Racing Enterprises. Right behind her, the Buick of Matt McIntyre out of James Qualls Motorsports. There's Charles Jackson, Zachary Stultz. They're all starting to make their way up here into this group. So it is not over yet. And Chloe Ericsson gets back to the front. Will take the top position back. Farrell moves into 2nd. We see a couple more drivers back there we haven't talked about now in this lead group. Sean Henley in the 57. Also see Caitlin Tsang in the 28. All of a sudden we're starting to see some new faces popping up here towards the front. And I guarantee you, this group of drivers we see at the front right now, they may not necessarily be the drivers we'll see when this event comes to a close. McIntyre now to the bottom of the racetrack on Becca Tellier. He'll move into third. Zachary Stultz now trying to fill in that line. Stultz, who started on the pole for the race last week at Rio de Janeiro, wasn't able to transfer into the main event though. Looking very good here today. We've seen actually an appearance by both of the Fire Ice Racing drivers. Philip Parker was up here up in front for a while, and now his teammate Zachary Stultz in the 86, you can see there, moving by Caitlin Farrell for the third position. Caitlin Tsang following in line with Charles Jackson. And McIntyre will get himself a valuable bonus point there. Trying to look and see where he comes to. 35th in points, so that's a driver that really could use a good run today. Zachary Stultz in the 86. He comes in today's race 10th in points. Charles Jackson there, the Climber Tech Motorsports entry, number 236, or 238 rather. He comes in today's race 36th in points. So you got McIntyre and Jackson up here needing good runs. Caitlin Tsang had a dismal finish last week at Rio de Janeiro, dropped 13 spots down to 19th in the standings after a solid outing at Daytona. See her working her way, and there's Sean Henley, the 51, right at 57 rather. Getting stuck in the middle, 3 wide. K Shearer gonna stick him up there. Henley comes into this race 23rd in points. Another driver I see working his way up there, you might see that red and white car on the bottom line. That is Angel Navarro, the KFC Toyota Camry. Nice run for him. He got trapped a lap down in last week's race at Rio. And as a result, Navarro comes into today's race all the way down in the 37th position. Believe it or not, last week, even after finishing off the lead lap, Navarro actually gained 2 spots in the point standings. That shows you just how rough a start to the season it's been for that team. Matt McIntyre right now, though, en route to maybe getting himself the bonus point for leading the most laps. He has been able to keep his Buick out in front as they are catching up here to a slower machine. That is the 53 of T Vernio. He's going to fall a lap down to the leaders. So Vernio not off to a good start here in this Las Vegas race. And McIntyre got around that 53 car pretty easily. And that actually allowed him to actually grow his lead a little bit. Jumped up here to the top 5. DJ Kurtis along there with his teammate Austin LaPlante now. They are running in 5th and 6th place. A good run for a couple of drivers out of WG Motorsports. 2nd in points, Seth Cole now making an appearance up here into the top 10 in that Interstate Batteries Toyota Camry. And here comes the points leader, not too far back. Daniel Gilbert running right now behind Trace Williams and Chelsea Bowles. Daniel Gilbert right now being scored somewhere around the 12th position. So Gilbert trying to maintain his lead, looking very good, and Gilbert trying to make his 3rd straight start in the Hersheys Cup Series main event race. It's possible. There's 7 laps to go as the leader just hit the stripe. And right now, I believe it's Trace Williams. No, I'm sorry, Stephen Pollard III rather holds the final transfer spot. Dougie Shears, Seth Cole, K Shearer, LaPlante, Quentin Moore, and leader Matt McIntyre right now all in the top 7. I don't think that's what it's going to look like when we cross the line for the checkers. Quentin Moore right on the back bumper of Matt McIntyre, not making a move yet. We talked about Matt McIntyre, 35th in points. If you want to make moves, you want to make them early in the season. Well, Quentin Moore, same thing can be said for him, same can be said for LaPlante. You look here at our top 3 actually. McIntyre 35th in points, Quentin Moore 31st in points, LaPlante 38th in points. So, I mean, all these drivers want to have a good run. There's the other car out of Climber Tech Motorsports. That's Christian Merrick Jr., the 232, and he's going to hold up that outside line. That's going to drop Matt McIntyre way to the back. Seth Cole, Trace Williams caught in that outside line. New leader is going to be Quentin Moore in the 89 after a little bit of help, a little bit of a pick there from the 232. Quite interesting because we've already got T Vernio down a lap. Christian Merrick Jr. is now a lap down. Only driver of Climber Tech Motorsports that's had a good run so far today is Charles Jackson. SP3 looking to the bottom of Dougie Shears, no dice. Dougie Shears will close the door there on the bottom line. Quentin Moore trying to become the second Dodge Dart to win this season. Last week it was Tyler Deaver, who we actually haven't even seen up here at the front yet, that 96 car. And Dougie Shears now will go to the top position. Help from Alex Gray, and his teammate is right behind him. That's Daniel Gilbert in the 4, trying to pick up his second win here in the non-charter series. Chelsea Bowles there, Caleb Farrell, as Alex Gray now goes to the top position. Daniel Gilbert to the inside for the race lead. He won 2 weeks ago at Daytona. He'd love to be able to win here 2 weeks later at Las Vegas. There's still a lot of hungry drivers right there with 2 laps to go. Chelsea Bowles now to the inside line for the race lead. Here comes Caleb Farrell, 3 wide as he'll take the inside lane into turn number 1 and out of turn 2. Kev Shearer following. Austin LaPlante there, and Shearer, is he going to step out of line 3 wide? You bet he is. He's going to stick it down to the left rear. 3 wide for the lead coming off turn number 4. Crazy racing, but this is what it's all about. White flag displayed. Who's going to win? Who's going to transfer 3 wide for second? LaPlante's going to go into second place. Seth Cole moving to third. Sean Henley trying to take 4th place there on the inside line. It's going to be crazy for that 7th and final transfer spot when we come to the line. Kev Shearer, though, out in front. Clean racetrack, lots of gap behind him. He's going to pick up the win here at Las Vegas in the non-charter series. Who's going to transfer? It's going to be Cole, LaPlante, Henley, Farrell, Bowles, and Olson will get the final transfer spot. The points leader, Daniel Gilbert, comes up 1 spot short. Quentin Moore, Alex Gray, so close, but they will not transfer. And Kev Shearer, while this doesn't exactly count as a Hershey's Cup Series main event win, it still is a win nonetheless. Big time win for that team. Well-deserved win for a guy who comes in 6th in the point standings. And Kev Shearer will find victory lane here today, becomes the 3rd different driver to win so far this season in the non-charter series. Standings should be official, I do believe. And I'll tell you what, boy, the point standings, they were close coming into today's race. They're going to be even closer because a lot of the drivers that were running well in the points ran well here today. Kev Shearer came in 6th in points. He wins today's race. Seth Cole came in 2nd in points. He finishes 2nd today. Caleb Farrell was 5th in points. He finishes 5th. Daniel Gilbert came in the points leader, finishes 8th. Stephen Pollard III came in 4th in points, and he finishes 14th. So the point standings, I think, are still going to be awfully close when we leave here today. But it will be Shearer, Cole, LaPlante, Henley, Farrell, Bowles, and Olson who will all transfer into the main event. Only one of those drivers is making his 2nd start of the season. That's Seth Cole, who took part in the Daytona 500. The other 6, they are making their 1st start of the season here in the main series of the Hershey's Cup Series in Season 4. Daniel Gilbert just barely misses out by, according to our scoring monitor, just about 4/100ths of a second. Quentin Moore will get 9th. Alex Gray finishes 10th. Stephen Gonzalez, that's the best finish he's had this season, in 11th. Dougie Shears 12th. Then it was Caitlin Tsang, Stephen Pollard III, and Ryan George, your top 15. As we look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, look how that slow car of Christian Merrick Jr. messed up Chloe Ericsson and Matt McIntyre. They finished 23rd and 24th here today. Tough break for them. As you look on down, the pole sitter, Elijah Gilbert, finished all the way back. Last car to finish on the lead lap in the 38th position. Not the run he was looking for, to be sure. And the 2 cars finished off the lead lap, Christian Merrick Jr. and T Vernio. So that is going to do it here today for our non-charter race here at Las Vegas. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and become part of the crew today. If this is any indication of what to expect for our Pizza Hut X Series and main event Hershey's Cup Series race, oh boy, am I excited. We'll see you guys next time as you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best. So long from Las Vegas.